Welcome to Hoops Junction. Just when I thought I was going to have my summer back, don't have to worry about any more NBA Finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers stormed back from a 3-1 deficit and forced a Game 7. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the game, period. I'm not going to go into too much depth with numbers, who did what did what happened. Cavaliers blitzed the Warriors. Nobody can deny that. They blitzed them. They came in hard, defense, grabbing everything they needed to do. They played like the desperate team, like they needed to win. Everything was proper with them. LeBron James, he had a huge game tonight. He had like 41 points. I think he had like a triple-double, beast mode. You got to respect that. That was awesome. Warriors, Harrison Barnes, I think he started the game. And I think throughout the first, I don't even think he scored a point tonight. I don't think Ezeli scored a point tonight. I don't think Draymond Green was not that effective. So essentially, we got what people want. They want a Game 7. But honestly, I gotta tell you the truth. This NBA Finals has not been great. It's been good. It's been entertaining off the court, but on the court hasn't been good. We've had literally, besides one game, 6 blowouts. 3 for Golden State, 3 for Cleveland Cavaliers. And I attribute that to one team being hungrier than the other, but I also attribute it to the horrendous officiating. The officiating has been horrendous. It's been awful. Been very, very awful on both ends. Even tonight, for Cleveland, there were some calls that were mind-boggling. Stephen Curry got a 5th foul when he stripped Kyrie easily. He took him straight out his cookie jar, took a couple cookies. So the officiating has been horrible. But you can't help but feel, and this is why I'm telling you, this is one of the worst NBA Finals for me. Even though I picked the Cavs to win in 6, because I felt like Curry's health would be a big issue, it's not even health is an issue for Curry or anything. The issue is the NBA has one of the biggest and blatant miscarriages of justice in NBA history by, first of all, suspending Draymond Green for a game in NBA Finals for something that was normal that anybody would do. Then, in the same game, it's like Murphy's Law. Bogut gets hurt. They lose that game. They go to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Iguodala's back gets stiff all of a sudden. So it's just like a big domino effect. Start with Draymond Green, then to Andrew Bogut, then to Andre Iguodala. And all of this started with one decision to suspend a guy for something that's normal, that anybody would do. Even one of those guys would do it that's making a decision. And Kiki Vanderway has played before. So now everybody gets what they want, a Game 7. But to me, it's not going to be entertaining like everybody thinks. It's going to be another blowout. Which way does it go? I don't know. Which way does it go? I don't know. Warriors haven't lost back-to-back games since the all season except for Oklahoma City and now the Cleveland Cavaliers. So if the trend continues, then the Warriors are going to win Game 7 and they're going to win it big. But the thing is, it's just like, although we're seeing great individual scoring and everything like that, we haven't seen great team basketball on both ends. It's just like, besides like for the Warriors Game 1 and I'll say Cavaliers Game 3, it's just been all one-on-one. And that's just not what basketball is about. It's entertaining for fans, like the casual fan, but someone who likes to see like great plays, back and forth, tight scoring game, decisions for the last 2 minutes of the game, 3 minutes of the game, it doesn't do anything for me. I feel like the Warriors, pretty much they let themselves down. They let that whole suspension let the air out of their sails. They let it get to them. Of course they let it get to them. Even tonight you saw with Stephen Curry, I've never seen him react like that to a foul. I mean, and the thing is, he didn't foul him. He didn't foul LeBron. It was just like all an act. He was just it's regular LeBron stuff. But Curry has to know you can't reach. And the thing is, when people are talking about who's better, Curry or LeBron, they need to stop that, number one, because they do 2 different things for their team. Number 2, tonight Stephen Curry was the only guy that came out to play. Klay Thompson, ass. I mean, he had 20 and some odd points, but it was down the stretch. And what killed the Warriors is they fell in love with the three. And Charles Barkley's right about living and dying by the jumper, because there were many plays where the Warriors could have got easy layups and they kept stepping back for three. Even on the fast break, step almost out of bounds to shoot a three. What for? Get a layup. Get going. Get something going. Harrison Barnes, been awful. Francis Ezeli, awful. Klay Thompson was awful. He had 10 points in the game, and he missed like 4 or 5 free throws. So I know Steve Kerr is going to go in there, and he's going to say, you know, guys, this is on our home court. We could do it. We've been great all day long. I think he might even call Phil Jackson and do some Zen stuff. Because right now, if there's like momentum in basketball, it's all in the Cavaliers' favor. And the Warriors need some kind of momentum. I think Curry getting ejected was great for the Warriors, because now they have something to say, like, you know what? They screwed us with Draymond. They screwed us with you last game. We had it down to 6, 7, 8, you know. Throughout the game, they had it close. It was close. And then every time they got closer, Cavaliers blew it back up a 15, 20-point lead. They were up by 24, and the Warriors got it down to 6 at one point in the first half, or 8 in the first half. Curry takes a bad shot from half court, which was bad. Misses it, and it kind of killed their momentum. Then in the third or fourth quarter, they kind of came back again. So I'm not even going to talk about numbers. LeBron had a tremendous game. He had like 40-something points. Triple-double, beast mode. They're talking about he should win MVP, win or lose. I don't agree with that. But, hey, if you want to give it to him, that's fine. It's whatever. It's whatever. But my thing is this. Warriors have to play better. This is like the second game where they came out slow. Game 5, they came out pretty decent, but it was still slow. This is not their brand of basketball. And you can tell everything off the court is upsetting them. When you see Stephen Curry throw out his mouthpiece and he's yelling at the referee and he's telling the referee, like, I want you, you know there's an issue. And the issue is the issue with Draymond Green, the suspension, then carrying over the next game where Bo gets hurt. It's just like it's a domino effect for them. And right now, they're fighting a tumultuous battle. They're fighting an uphill battle. Even though home court advantage is in their favor, Cleveland has proved they can win on your court. So, the Warriors, they're in a dogfight. And right now, Game 7 is anybody's game. The Cavs can win, the Warriors can win. To me, it just depends whose side the referees are on that game. And I'll tell you one thing. After watching tonight, I know Steve Kerr is going to say something about the officiating. Stephen Curry is going to say something about the officiating. And somebody's going to get fined. And then next Game 7, Cavaliers aren't going to get any calls. Because there were a lot of plays. Richard Jefferson running into Stephen Curry's leg. And Van Gundy was like, that's a good play because he kicked his leg out. He didn't kick his leg out. He did side to side because he was trying to stabilize himself because he was preparing for impact. Then there was a bunch of plays where Klay Thompson drove the back. Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes hit the deck every drive to the basket. And there was almost no calls. Almost no calls in their favor. And Draymond Green was timid, and the Cavaliers took advantage of it. They blitzed them, and that's one thing in basketball. You can't keep playing from behind against a good team. Same thing with that Cavaliers. If they go into Game 7, they get behind 10, 15, 20 points, it's over. It's over. Like, you can't play from behind. Any team that plays another team that knows time and score, has a great player, you can't play from behind. So Cavaliers have put together 2 straight great games. You know, LeBron back-to-back 40-point games. He's willing his team to stay in the finals. But I think, honestly speaking, that will's going to run short. And I think Steve Kerr is going to do something drastic to get to the temperature of the NBA. He's going to say something regarding officiating. They're Game 7, it's not going to be entertaining how people want it to be. So everybody wanted a Game 7, but it's not going to be what you wanted. It's not. It's not, because you can tell that the Warriors feel slighted. You can tell they feel slighted. Everything is pretty much gone against them. And for what? Even when you're watching the game, it's hard to watch because it's just like one team is always onslaughting the other. In this case, the Cavaliers back-to-back onslaughts or whatever the case is. But you're not getting that good brand of basketball. Part of it's part of the officiating. Part of it is it's Harrison Barnes going 0 for 7. Klay Thompson's going 0 for whatever. He went 0 for 8 in the first quarter or whatever. So Steve Kerr's going to talk to his guys. Tyronn Lue's going to talk to his guys. Tyronn Lue's going to say, we're going to keep doing the same thing. We're going to put Curry in the pick and roll. We're gonna get him in foul trouble because that's the way we're going to win. And from court to court, you could tell the officiating slides one way or the other. And it's awful. It's awful. They need to get some new guys in there that can call a game consistent every time. There was one play, Curry steals the ball from Kyrie. He gets a fifth foul. Then Kyrie drives the ball, gets hit by Green, body to body. They don't call anything just to make up for the missed call with Curry. Like, you can't do shit like that in the NBA Finals. You just take away from the game. And this is literally, this NBA Finals has been, everything off the court has been more entertaining than on the court. I know people like LeBron, they like him scoring all the points, but even with the points he's scoring, it's like, it's not good offense. It's like isolation, 5-4, 3-2, he scores the basket. Same thing with Kyrie Irving, 5-4, 3-2, scores the basket. I mean, that game 5, they put on the show, but it's just like only one team puts on a show every game. Only one player comes up big every game. Even like this game, Curry's the only guy that played for the Warriors pretty much. And even it wasn't great. It wasn't like back and forth like LeBron hit one, I hit one, you hit one, I hit one. Referees, no bull, no calls, no nothing. Referees intervene at every moment. And I'm telling you now, that Game 7 is not going to be what you think it is. It's not going to be back and forth. It's not going to be a nail biter. Either one way or the other, Cavaliers might win it or the Warriors might win it. But whoever's going to win is going to win it big. And the Cavaliers have played their 2 best games in the series thus far. And I think the Warriors have yet to have everybody from Klay Thompson to Stephen Curry to Draymond Green to be hitting on all cylinders. And I think Game 7 is that game. It's that game because at the end of the day, they feel slighted. And they know they got shafted. Everybody knows they got shafted. And even though they should never lose a 3-1 lead and they should have closed out the series, they had multiple chances, which I'm not going to make an excuse for them. They should have closed out the game 5. They should have closed it out tonight. But the issue with everybody getting suspended, it pretty much took them out of their game. It took them out of the game. LeBron played the Jedi mind trick, and it worked. It worked to perfection because it took them out of their game. How many shots have we seen the Warriors usually make? Wide open shots that they've been missing. Harrison Barnes goes 0 for 7 on wide open shots. Where does that happen? Where does that happen? It's just like it's like Harrison Barnes is turning to J.R. Smith. But all that being said, congratulations to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Congratulations to the fans. You got what you wanted. But I'm telling you right now, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want, man. These games have been played with poor defense. One team either getting really up on the other team defensively, the other team playing poorly offensively. It's been mediocre. It's been mediocre. And Game 7 is going to be mediocre. I'm telling you right now. Like I'm already calling it. I think like I said, the Cavaliers feel great. They feel like they've gotten contributions from everybody. Everybody's playing at a really high kilter. They're playing out of their minds. But when they go into Oracle, that Game 7, it's going to basically come down to LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. And for the Warriors, that's not going to be the case. For the Warriors, I think everybody's going to play to their full potential. And I could be wrong because I did pick the Cavaliers to win. But I picked them to win for a different reason. I didn't think referees would be a big factor. I didn't think LeBron snitching on Draymond to get him suspended would be a factor. I didn't think 2 injuries, which the Cavaliers don't want to hear because they had a 2-1 lead and they had injuries. So I didn't think the Murphy's Law would factor in. But it has. And to me, like, a championship is a championship. You know what I'm saying? You win it, you win it. But to win in this fashion, it's like a total lack of respect. It's like a total... It's like you won, but you had to do drastic things to kind of win. And I think they did everything well to play basketball, but we're not going to talk about that when the finals is over. All we're going to talk about is Draymond. One way or another, Warriors win, Cavaliers win, we're going to only talk about Draymond Green getting suspended. And that's not how you want to end the finals. It's just not how you want to end the finals. You know what I'm saying? And you could disagree with me, but look at all the games. Double digits. I think game 4 was the closest game. Game 4 is the closest game all game. And then other than that, it's been trash. And I want my summer back. I'm tired of waiting 2 or 3 days to watch games. I'm tired of watching Skip Bayless and what's that guy's name? Stephen A. Smith. I'm tired of watching SportsCenter and their BPI index. Who could win this game? Who could win that game? I'm tired of guys saying, I picked them to win in 7. And I'm tired of it. Because it hasn't been great basketball. It's been lackluster. It's been a referee fest. The referees have been mucking up this game like crazy. It's been inconsistent calls. You don't know what's a flagrant. You don't know what's a clean steal, like in Curry's situation. In Kyrie's situation, you don't know what's a clear foul. He drove the basket and got whacked and got laid out of bounds. Klay Thompson, same thing. He drives the basket and gets whacked out of bounds. So that being said, man, congrats to the Cleveland Cavaliers. They forced a Game 7, but the Game 7 ain't what you want. It's what the fans want. It's what the Cavs want. But they're gonna quickly realize that's not what they wanted, because it's just gonna be another blowout, and it's not even gonna be close. It's not even gonna be close because the Warriors feel like they got shafted, and they're gonna come out like gangbusters. And I already told you guys this. I already told you. And if the Cavs win, it's just gonna be because the referees had something to do with it. Because even tonight, when they blitzed, they dominated the Warriors. And all of a sudden, the Warriors start making comeback. And then here we go with the referees, calling all these bad calls. I mean, I could understand. The Cavs should have won this game because the way they played, they should have won. But it shouldn't be any questions about refereeing, man. It shouldn't be any issues about why did this happen? Why did this get called? Why did Curry get tossed? That's all we're going to talk about for the next 48 minutes. But I'm not talking about it. I already told you what it's going to be. I already know it's going to be a blowout because somebody feels slighted. And that's what this is going to be. This is what it's going to be. Let me know what you think. Who you think is going to win Game 7? And tell me why in the comments below. Tell me if you feel the same about the games. Do you feel like they've been really, really entertaining? Or do you feel it's been like a foul fest, a referee fest, a referee putting on his tutu and be put on display to twirl for the fans? Because depending on who the fans are, the referees are getting swayed that way. I don't know who's paying these guys underneath the table, but this has been awful. Kiki Vandeweghe, you messed up bad. You killed all the momentum in the series. Series should have been over. And I would say this even for the Cleveland Cavaliers. If the Warriors did something to get somebody suspended on the Cavaliers and snitched on a podium, I would have said the same thing. I don't care if it's Stephen Curry. I don't care if it's Klay Thompson. I don't care if it's Steve Kerr. I don't care if it was the other shoes on the other foot. I would say the same thing because that's not the way to go. That's not a manly thing to do. And look how it's changed momentum, shifted the momentum. So let me know what you think, man. I honestly want to hear what you have to say. Do you feel like I feel, or do you feel like Golden State just blew it? Yeah, they blew it. I agree. They blew a 3-1 lead. Hey, ish happens because who would have thought the NBA would have suspended Draymond? They waited till Sunday to do it instead of just doing it the next day and getting it over with. But it is what it is, man. We're going to have a Game 7. I already told you, this ain't what you want. It's not what you want. It's what you think you want it, but then when you watch it, you're going to be like, Anyway, this is Vlad from Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Peace.